What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about Chads who are no longer Chads. Chads who lost their Chad card, got their Chad card revoked, lost their Chad status. This could be for a number of reasons. Weight gain, drugs and alcohol. Um, and to any of these guys that lost their Chad status because they got into like a really bad car accident or something like that, my apologies. These are just celebrity examples. We all know someone in our lives who used to be really good looking and just let themselves go. Stop caring about the way they look. They got FAT. They started using drugs and alcohol. They just let themselves go. So here we got our first example is Chris O'Donnell. He played Robin in Batman and Robin, as you can see. He has the double chin. So you want to make sure you're doing neck training. He has the big cheeks. And there he is again. And don't tell me about age. Yes, age will lower your attractiveness a little bit. A little bit. Obviously, I'm not going to do anyone who's 65, 70 years old. People, I guess, 18 to 50. So this is Chris O'Donnell, and that is what he used to look like. As you could see, jawline, muscle definition, slim build, full head of hair. That's him right there. Leather jacket, jeans, nice photo. Great outline on his jaw. That was him when he played Robin. Chris O'Donnell, and no longer a Chad, man. Lost his Chad card. Chad card revoked. Those are some of the movies he was in. He's more like a 90s character, 90s actor. But there is no excuse, guys. No excuse to let yourself go and just gain weight, gain weight. Next guy we have is Dean Cain. Now, Dean Cain supposedly left Hollywood and he wanted to go live the married dad life. And, that is great. It is great that we have rich celebrities who, they have the money to afford wife and kids and stuff, and they want to go be dads. That is great. This is Dean Cain. And boom! Lost his Chad card. Lost his Chad card. Holy moly. Look at that. Big cheeks. No neck. As you can see. Now, for a guy his age, he does look better than your average Joe. I gotta admit, the average guy is, wearing big, crumbled up shirts in public. The average guy is even bigger than that. But the point is that he was a Chad. And when you're a Chad, you have to maintain that. This is him when he was on his way to lose his Chad card. As you can see, the facial hair is, he's not keeping it nice and shaped up. See how I do? Nothing on the neck. Make sure your neck isn't getting hair on it. And that's what he used to look like. We all know that this is happening to guys every day because they start drinking, they get into the family married life, or they use drugs. Any number of reasons. That was him. As you can see, amazing neck width. The neck is going to make you look better because it's going to outline with your jaw. It's not good to have a skinny neck. So as you can see right there, amazing neck size. And you don't want to make your neck size too big because then you just look like freaky or whatever, like that Neckzilla freaky guy. but you want to make sure you got a great size on it, and that you're training it. Do your research on how to train your neck. That was him with the woman who played Lois. Great jawline, great head of hair. And with your hair, sometimes there's nothing you can do. Yes, you could get a hair transplant. Yes, you could use minoxidil and finasteride and other supplements to block DHT. But to some guys, when their hair's gonna go, it's going. And at that moment, you got to make sure you get a nice, clean, fresh baldy, and you work out so that you can look better with your baldy. That was him in a role he played slightly after being Superman. A little older, in his 30s, but you can see he still looks good. He's still in shape, still got the Chad look, and he totally lost it. Totally lost it. Let's see. Weight gain. This married life, guys, you got to be very careful, because what's going to happen is you're going to gain 1% of fat every year. 1% of fat, 1% of fat, 1% of fat. And before you know it, you look nothing like what you did in your 20s. And don't talk to me about age, because you can still look good well into your 50s. Now, after that, your 60s and 70s, even if you're very, very strict, you can still look good into your 60s. But, at that point, it's never an excuse to be fat, but at that point, it's like, hey, man, what the hell? Like, I'm 60 years old. What's your problem? Like, you think I'm going to be like a sexy Chad forever? And it's not even for the purpose of, oh, you got to remain a Chad for life so that, you could get women. It's just, for yourself. Make sure you look good, feel good, go out in public, be a good representation of your family, of your people, be a good representation of the town you're from. Just it's better for things to be beautiful, right? And I know that Chads are 100% genetic. It is genetic. You can raise your SMV by 2 points, depending on where your genetic cap is. But being a Chad is 100% genetic, and you can lose it by getting comfortable and eating or using drugs, drinking, not getting enough sleep, not exercising, not preventing things from happening, getting into dangerous activities like, and I'm not going to say don't have fun hobbies, but you get into dangerous activities like rock climbing or something like that. You get hurt, you break your leg. That'll probably spiral you into a depression or whatever. You start eating, you start taking painkillers or whatever. So you got to be very careful, take calculated risks in life, and make sure that we got to remain Chads, guys. And if you're not genetically born a Chad, you can absolutely raise yourself at least 2 points with diet, exercise, healthy living, working on your fashion, working on yourself. Anyways, next guy who lost his Chad card revoked. He lost his Chad status is Tom Welling from the show Smallville. He played Superman. This was one of my favorite shows. Boom! Look at that. Looks like an average, regular, everyday guy. As you can see, weight gain again. And that's what he was. That's what he looked like in his 30s. As you can see, still in great shape. Still full head of hair. Still maintaining that Chad status, that Chad card. This was him in his 20s. And, just born a Chad, guys. He has the good jawline. He has the little bit of the sunken cheeks. Great symmetrical features. There he is right there. Right? He was born with it and he threw it away. That's him again. After the show Smallville, still maintaining his Chadness, still maintaining his attractiveness. And boom! This is him in his 40s. Unexcusable, guys. Unexcusable. And by the way, the older you get, you're going to have to prioritize. Now, go listen to any fitness advice you want to listen to. But I think the older you get, you have to prioritize more cardio, more aesthetic look, more. When you're eating food, make sure you're not filling your mouth up with food like that, because what happens is there's a muscle here, right, that tries to keep the food in your mouth, right? And when you put too much food, it stretches out this muscle because this muscle is getting worked, right? So you want to make sure that you're taking bites that stay sort of in the middle, like you're chewing, you're eating, and it's not, you're not filling up your mouth. That's another reason. So yeah, the older you get, you got to be careful with that. I understand you're in your 20s, you wanna bulk up, right? You wanna bulk up, you wanna eat as much food, you wanna gain some body fat to make sure you lift more weights and build more muscle and stuff. But do your research. Do your research on what is best. The older you get. I know that now that I'm 30, I'm prioritizing a lot of calisthenics. I still lift weights, okay? And I still lift a decent amount. Not as much as when I was in my 20s. But prioritizing push-up, pull-ups, dips, sit-ups, and cardio, and lifting weights. But before, when I was younger, I would prioritize more weights, right? Like let's kill it, right? But yeah, Chad card revoked. Next guy we have here is Mickey Rourke. Now, obviously, I'm not going to show any photos of him when he's 70 years old. I'm going to go from 20s to about 50. But Mickey Rourke is an example of a guy who lost his good looks by getting surgeries. He started doing surgeries in his face and stuff like that. Now, I'm not against a hair transplant. I'm not against, I guess, a liposuction or something like that. But when you start doing things like injecting stuff in your face and changing your nose, you got to do a lot of research. You have to do a lot of research, and make sure you pay good money, right, to make sure you get a good successful surgery, because you can mess up your face. These are some of the movies he was in: Iron Man, the wrestler, and there he is with his surgery face. Seems like he put some injections in his lips. Oh, and another thing that you got to be careful that could take away your Chad status is tanning. Try to use tanning creams or something like that. Be careful with tanning, because tanning, it does look good temporarily. That layer, that nice crispy layer of color, it does make you look better. But then over time, it's literally making your skin look older. So you got to be careful with that. Oh my God, look at that. Injections in his face. You got to be careful, guys, with the getting surgeries and gaining weight and drugs, alcohol. I'm pretty sure, the Hollywood life, what those guys get into, all types of weird stuff. And that's what he used to look like right there, right? He didn't maintain his Chad status. He didn't maintain his Chad card. And started doing a whole bunch of weird, messed up stuff to himself. There he is right there. As you can see, great jawline. His cheekbones aren't so good, but the jawline is good. Head of hair, good. Does he have hunter eyes? Let's see. Not that much, but a little bit. But anyways, he was a good-looking guy. And messed himself up. That was when he was slightly older, and he was, I guess, in his 30s there. And this is when he was in his 20s. Looked better in his 30s, a little more masculine, not bad. But once he got older, dude totally lost his Chad status. Here we have Chris Jericho, one of my favorite wrestlers. Love him. Um, he mostly played like a heel, which is like a villain, and he had like a jerk character. Amazing, amazing wrestler, amazing career. I'm loving that necklace right there. And granted, a lot of his of losing his looks has to have to do with injuries. I understand that. I 100% understand has to do with breaking bones, getting injuries. Um, so I will cut him some slack, but there he is right there. Uh, he still has abs, but something like I don't know if something happens to you when you gain weight, lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, where it's hard for your stomach to really create a V. You got to be very careful with that. Um, there he is right there. I'm pretty sure his stomach is strong and hard, but for some reason it's big and extended. Uh, Once again, aging and bad diet. And granted, in his case, it's probably injuries. I'm not denying that getting into an injury will mess you up, mess up your routine, mess up your diet, right? You're hurt and you're trying to recover and you're just eating junk and not exercising. I understand that this was him in his 40s, still looking good. He's kind of meaty, but he is a good looking guy. Great jawline, great hair. Um, oh my God, this is him in his 50s or his late 40s. Lost the Chad status. Chad Carr revoked. This was him in his 20s. Amazing physique. I really enjoy. I really like this physique. Um, those like men physique guys who are super duper ripped. In order to get like that, you have to dehydrate yourself. You have to dehydrate yourself. You have to basically eat fish, water, egg whites. That's it. When you're a little more meaty like this, where you're still athletic, you still have abs, you can play around with your diet, play around with delicious stuff in your diet, have a beer here and there, no problem. Have ice cream here and there, no problem. Uh, but to get super duper ripped like those physique guys, I mean, we're talking about a diet of egg whites, fish, and water, and that's it. Sounds miserable, right? Um, yeah, great physique. I love it. This was him in his early 20s. You can see great cheekbone insertions, great jawline, great hair, and just time. And once again, I understand that he probably lost his Chad card from injuries, from getting hurt. These guys are traveling 300 days a year, performing stunts, jumping off of stuff, getting slammed, performing all types of crazy stuff to entertain people. Um, so I understand that he might have lost his Chad status because of that. He made this meme famous. I know you guys have seen this meme going around of him reading this super long list. He's the one that made that meme famous. As you can see, he was a great, great, great looking guy. Like more like a buff guy. I know a lot of Chads are like slim, fit. Uh, but yeah, definitely lost his Chad status. Uh, that's him with his friend, early 20s. Him and his marriage. Beautiful wife, as you can see, great jawline. Great looking guy. And just time, man. Time, not taking care of yourself, the married life, being on the road, injuries. So that's why you got to take care of yourself if you want to maintain your Chad card. If you are a good looking guy, or you're not a Chad, but you want to raise yourself a little bit, you definitely can. But if you want to maintain your Chad card, You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. You're riding a motorcycle, be careful. Get injured, that's it. You're no longer a Chad. Um, you start drinking, using drugs, eating junk, going out. So that's Brendan Fraser. Look at him. He looks like a fat dad you'd see at Walmart. Just nothing exceptional about it. Nothing exceptional about him. Just your regular guy. Look at that. Oh my God. Super big fat cheeks. Just nothing Chad about him. Looks like an average Joe you'd see at Walmart. And that's what he used to look like. Now, Brendan Fraser left Hollywood. I don't keep up with celebrities. I'm not obsessed with celebrities. He left Hollywood. I don't know why, but maybe he went on to go live the married life, and that's what the married life will do to you guys. And to those guys who out there who want to get married and you want to go out, eat junk with your wife, you want to go to different restaurants with your girl, have drinks, ice cream, go do that. Go do that, okay? But yeah, getting married, you're definitely gonna, because it's just normal that you're gonna be less selfish because you're with someone now. So you have to you have to consider them when you're single and you're a Chad. Go to the gym, do this, do that, plan your meals. So, yeah, this was him. Great jawline. All right, hunter eyes, everything. He had everything. Right? This is him in his 30s, still looking good, but he just lost it, man. Holy moly, this is him in his 40s. Ay. And this guy really fell off. He played Batman, Val Kilmer, and lost his Chad card. Drinking and drugs and eating, gaining weight and not caring about yourself and getting comfortable. Look at that big FAT face. Oh, goodness. This guy was really good looking. His Batman movies, the early Batman movies were like kind of corny. Batman didn't become serious and a really like he cemented, like it's sanctioned, like no, this is a badass cool character till Christian Bale. The 90s animated series really did good for Batman, made him like a serious dark character. His Batman and George Clooney's Batman were more like a little bit darker than Adam West. A little bit darker than the 60s, but they were still kind of cheesy. There he is, big and fat. This is him, I guess, in his 40s. Looks like a regular Joe, just a regular, average, everyday Joe. Still not as attractive as these photos, but he's on his way. This is when he was on his way. And that's what he used to look like, right? Great jaw, cheekbone, everything. He had everything, right? This is him, I guess, in his 30s. Still looking kind of Chaddish. This is him when he played Batman. And, great looking guy. And he just lost his Chad status. So, guys, you got to be careful with gaining weight. You got to be careful with using drugs. You got to be careful with letting yourself go. A lot of times people blame age. Age does have a part to do with it, but I think it's mostly lifestyle. It mostly has to do with lifestyle on why you are just getting uglier and uglier, gaining 1% body fat every year as you age, letting yourself go, going out for drinks, going out for junk food, and before you know it, you look nothing like your old self. And I understand everyone's not going to look as great as they did in their 20s, but don't fall off. All right, don't fall off. Try to maintain it. Anyways, guys, Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, share in the comment section, guys that have lost their Chad card, and make sure that you yourself are working to build your SMV or maintain your Chad card, because a lot of people like to lie, saying that if you're like a 4, you could become an 8. Yeah, if you're a 4, you could become a 6. If you're an 8, you could become a 10. Like everyone can go up like 2 points. Um, but yeah, try to maintain your Chad card, or try to build yourself up a bit. Even if you're never gonna be a Chad, you can still be like decently good looking. So yeah, guys, lifestyle. Be careful with the weight gain. Be careful with the drugs, alcohol, and all that stuff. I'll see you on the next one, and I'm out.